Guess I'll have to indulge in one of my personal favorites now as we get into the summer of 1971 with Mr. DJ. Woo! One of those vivid memories. The song Indian Summer by Audience. Billboard's Hot 100 the week of July 17, 1971. Uh, at number 87 that week, did not make top 40, although the local radio station here in Tuscaloosa, actually two of the top 40 stations here in Tuscaloosa, 1150 WJRD and 1230 WTBC, the mighty WTBC, although they were only 1,000 watts in the daytime, 250 at night. Oh my God. But those were the days back in the 60s and early 70s. They played the hell out of this record, but it died. It just, very few people remember this record now. Audience, though, one, one of my personal favorites, I have to admit, Indian Summer. Four-man band from England. They rose from the ashes of a soul band called Lloyd Alexander Real Estate. Now, how British is that? And they changed their name to Audience. They got a publishing contract. They got a deal with Polydor Records, and they performed, became sort of a house band. They got a spot at Ronnie Scott's Jazz Club in London, the Soho district in London, that formed back in 1959. By the late 60s, they were specializing in promoting up-and-coming artists. Put out their first album in 1969, 1970, but then things fell apart with their record label. They were dissatisfied with Polydor Audience was because they were not promoting the album properly. A single was planned for release, and it was canceled by the record label. Absolutely dissed. Audience went to Switzerland, not wanting to have anything to do with any publicity stunts regarding the album, whatever. F you, Polydor was kind of the attitude. But their music was getting some acclaim, was getting buzz, enough of a buzz to where they were commissioned to write the music of a play called Bronco Bullfrog. It was a skinhead film based in the East End of London. And guess what? Things were rolling. Starting to roll big time for Audience. They opened for Led Zeppelin. And that led to another break. When they were opening for Led Zeppelin, they were spotted by a fellow from England. His name was Tony Stratton Smith of Charisma Records. He signed them to Charisma Records, group Audience. They released 3 albums off the Charisma label. 2 of those albums released here in America off Elektra, I believe. Third album was called The House on the Hill. I believe that's what it is. My chicken scratch. This is what my writing looks like. Try to decipher that. And that was their third album. It yielded Indian Summer. TBC was all over it, but to no avail. Only got as high as number 74 on Billboard's Hot 100. That is it. But it was a delightful record. But things were not so delightful in 1971 for Audience. They had been touring for 3 years. They were just tired, exhausted. Friction started to develop. Fault lines developed between the band members after a tour, which was successful, by the way, with Rod Stewart and Faces. One of the guys left the band. Indian Summer was a delightful record. Let me read you a few of the lyrics from the song. Here it is. Friends say to take it easy. I won't, and they wonder why. I can't give up that easy. Lay me down and die. Somewhere it's cool and shady. Cool days take the taste away. I met a widow lady. Couldn't waste a day. She said she lost her husband. I told her I lost my wife. These years together had been the best of my whole life. Friends say we ought to marry. I smile and I shake my head. My wife will make you happy. Well, a wife will make you happy. Two will make you dead. You know what this reminds me of? Margaritaville by Jimmy Buffett. Same type of genre. And that even occurred to me until a few years ago. Here is Audience with Indian Summer.